Captain Forest here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over both these combatants to see who would win more often than not in a cross-verse situation. All Might from My Hero Academia versus Captain America from Marvel Comics 616. If you guys are new to my channel, please leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for further content. Now I'm going to go ahead and summarize both these characters, talk about their feats, AP, speed, and other abilities that they bring to the table. I'm going to start off and talk about All Might, and then I'm going to move over and talk about Captain America, and then near the end of the video I'm going to go ahead and give my analysis and my thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in a cross-verse situation. So, in order to establish where All Might would range in terms of attack potency and speed, we must address some things. A hero called Kathleen, aka Stars and Stripes, performs a devastating feat where 10 missiles were used in order to dispatch of Shigaraki and the high-end Nomus. This feat was calced around the 902 teratons, aka continent level. This all comes full circle as Stars and Stripes states that she cannot conjure up super strength on All Might's level. So if you use her statement, we can upscale All Might to this feat. Now it's kind of tricky to understand whether she was referring to Prime or Outer Prime All Might. However, we are all aware of the fight that took place where All Might did battle with a Nomu, where All Might states it would have taken 5 hits in his heyday in comparison to the 300 hits it took to defeat the Nomu, showcasing that Prime All Might is 60 times stronger than Out of Prime All Might. So if we include all of this, Prime All Might would range around the 540 petatons, aka multi-continental, which is very impressive. So that's going to round up All Might's AP. I'm going to move on, talk about speed. As for speed, All Might would easily scale above the weaker UA students. Characters like Mina who can react to Ayama's laser beam, which was calculated around the 70% the speed of light, and you can also take it higher as Invisible Girl reacts to Ayama's laser beam, which was calculated around the 1.81 times the speed of light, aka FTL, and easily All Might would scale above all of this, or scale to it at least. Now that's going to round up stats. Going to talk a little bit about All Might's power. Now, as the user of One for All, it grants him some resistances. It also grants All Might superhuman speed and power. It allows him to store and stockpile energy in order to output more power into his attacks for devastating results. He can create concussive blasts of air with his punches too. He has his own signature techniques named after states called California Smash, Texas Smash, Nebraska Smash, Carolina Smash, Missouri Smash, New Hampshire Smash, Detroit Smash, Oklahoma Smash, and the iconic United States of Smash. Lastly, All Might is powerful as he is skilled. He's able to defeat All For One, who has 100 years of experience on him, which is very impressive. That's going to pretty much round up All Might. Unfortunately for All Might, he doesn't display too many showings in terms of like hacks and abilities, but he does have some pretty unique things when it comes to AP and, speed and all that good jazz. In order to determine where Captain America would scale in terms of attack potency, I will go over some feats and mention some calcs. Now, we've seen Captain America drop Deadpool on his turkey neck bone. This very same Deadpool is able to survive a satellite blast, which would vaporize everything within a square mile radius. This feat was calced around 19.22 megatons of TNT, aka city level. Now, there are some other feats as well that Deadpool is showing. He's showing some multi-city block feats, such as taking an explosion, which was calced around that level, and there's tons of town level like feats from other street tiers that Cap would scale to, which I've shown throughout my other videos, so you can check those out too. But regardless, Captain America should safely be around like the low ends of, multi-city block, easily town level, some large town level stuff, and you can even getting up to the city level ranges of attack potency, which is very impressive. We've also seen Cap physically hurt Wolverine in combat, and he's also made Wolverine bleed. Wolverine has his own direct feat where he was able to tank a massive explosion. This feat was calced around the mountain level ranges of attack potency, so Wolverine and Captain America would scale to this. Shoutouts to Corimbus, he was the one who calced this feat. Cap is also shown to contend and hurt a suppressed Spider-Man, and we all know that Spider-Man has his own feats. As mentioned, just him being suppressed, he's casually, performing these like street tier-esque feats of like multi-city block, town, city level stuff very easily. Captain America himself was able to take an explosion from Gambit's kinetic cards, and Cap was able to literally charge in and literally one-shot Gambit. So those are some AP feats that he's shown throughout the comics and just general change scaling for Captain America, and that's going to pretty much round up AP. I'm going to go ahead and move on and talk about Cap's speed. So as for speed, Cap has shown to scale to Wolverine in speed, and he has tagged and reacted to Wolverine. This very same Wolverine is able to react to Cyclops' optic blast. This feat was calced around 2 times the speed of light. Also credits to Hellfire Productions for making this calc as well. Now, we all like a little bit of consistency, so Cap himself has shown a direct feat of him being able to react to Cyclops' optic blast. Now this just makes it more concrete. I figured I'd show you this just to kind of add on some more consistency. Cap can very easily react to light-based attacks, and obviously there's lower end feats of him dodging lightning, reacting to bullets, you know, just the pretty standard feats for Cap. So that's going to round up all of those feats in terms of like AP and speed. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Captain America's durability feats in terms of the shield. Cap's shield is very unique as it's made of vibranium and mixed in with Uru. It is a highly durable shield that not even Herald Tears can scratch. This shield is indestructible and has resistances to durability negation. Not even Wolverine's adamantium claws can scratch or damage the shield in any capacity. These very same claws are able to slice and stab through Thor, Hulk and Gladiator like butter. Even Immortal Hulk can't even break the shield, as we literally see him punch Captain America's shield, and Captain America's shield was just fine. Like, the only damage that Immortal Hulk did was just a shock through the punch. Like, the force behind the punch was able to give Cap a nosebleed, and the shield was completely fine. It absorbed all that potency. We also seen Cap throw his shield at Phoenix Force Namor. He's able to literally damage Phoenix Force Namor and hurt him with the shield, which is very impressive. Cap's shield literally takes a giant area of effect attack from the Phoenix Force. The shield can also take attacks from the Destroyer Armor, which is a suit built to fight high tiers, and Cap with his shield has shown to casually walk through a full-powered optic blast from Phoenix Force Cyclops like it was water, and he was able to redirect the blast back on Cyclops. And this is impressive because, as mentioned before, Cyclops' optic blast, even before just standard like Cyclops in base, he's able to literally burn the Hulk's skin with a full-powered optic blast, and the shield is completely unfazed. So that's just to add more consistency to the durability of Cap's shield. Now moving on, the shield has many purposes in combat situations. The shield can take spiritual fire completely unfazed. Cap has also used his shield to redirect and reflect back attacks with his shield. Cap uses his shield for defensive and offensive means, such as blocking lasers or projectile bombardment with the shield, to then chariot tackle through and close the distance to his opponent and then completely one-shot them. The shield pretty much shelters and deflects a huge blast away from Cap, so even against area of effect attacks, the shield is able to protect him pretty decently. Cap's shield also has durability negation as well. As Cap notes, the shield has sharp edges. The shield is also shown to cut through an Ultron bot, and Ultron bots are literally made of adamantium. And Cap's shield has also been able to absorb near infinite amount of energy, and Cap also uses shield to pretty much, well, you know, shield bash his opponents, which is also a very effective maneuver. Cap can also swerve his shield around people when he throws it. Cap's accuracy with the shield is stated to be just as deadly, and the accuracy is just really insane. He's able to literally ping pong his shield from multiple opponents, and he's able to accurately retrieve it back. Cap can make up for even the most microscopic imperfections of the shield when throwing or using it. Cap can use his feet to skillfully kick his shield to accurately bounce off the ceiling and walls, in which the shield slices Cap's handcuffs off perfectly. As for Cap's skill and adaptation, Cap is stated to be a master hand-to-hand fighter, and Cap himself has mastered all forms of martial arts. Cap has embarrassed Cash, who had mastered every fighting style, and Cap's very own skills have improved every time. Cap also trains himself to be better than he previously was, and during his fight with Black Panther even compliments Cap, as Black Panther states that Captain America adapts instinctively to every situation and every fighting style, and Panther smashes up some Doombots which are stated to adapt to anything you do. And Cap has also broke out of Skrull bonds, which adapt to anything the prisoner does. And in the current Avengers run, it's also noted that Cap's skill has increased even further. We've seen Captain America master forms of combat better than those who spend decades practicing with his first time battling. Beast notes that Cap can master any weapon in seconds, as Beast also implies that Captain America is pretty much better than Moon Knight, as Moon Knight himself has mastered every weapon known to man. Beast himself has complimented Captain America, and Cap is also shown to be successful in casually beating a room built to take down the Beast himself. And Cap's also shown to perform pinpoint accuracy strikes and nerve strikes and pressure point techniques as well in combat. The Beyonder notes that there is no human like Captain America and that he has honed every skill to the absolute human perfection. He notes that even people that are physically superior and intellectually superior still differ to Captain America due to his indomitable will, which tends to prevail. Thor notes that Cap's skill is godlike, and Hercules also compliments Cap's skill too. There is a guidebook statement for Captain America where it states that Captain America is the pinnacle of human perfection in all aspects with no signs of flaws. Cap is the best trained fighter in Marvel. Cap also incorporates his mastery of all martial arts in his own fighting style. Cap has also reached the uppermost limits of human perfection in strength, stamina, agility, and durability. With training, he learned to use these traits in perfect unison in any given situation. And Cap is also shown to have perfect aiming and perfect timing when he throws his shield. Captain America states that his brain was augmented, allowing him to study and learn thousands of years worth of military practice. Captain America can hack into complex supercomputers by furiously typing on a keyboard. Cap can also use chi, and he shows to have perfect flow of it too. Cap also works out every day in order to remain in good shape. Now that's going to round up all his skill and adaptation. I'm going to go ahead and move on, talk about Cap's awareness. So Cap has precognition, as he's shown to have his own form of sixth sense which alerts him to danger. Cap is able to instinctively react and adapt in combat, and are shown to adapt to scroll bonds, which are designed to adapt to anything the user does. Captain America is capable of analyzing combatants, weapons, angles, even scenarios and contingencies to make the best possible decisions to minimize death. Cap is also shown to have super keen senses. Cap can hear the sound of arrows coming towards him, and he's shown to instinctively react to the threat. Cap's senses and awareness are so keen that even after being distracted by two guards being in front of him, he was able to react easily to being shot at from behind, and he was able to blitz both these guards and use a propane tank and also dispatch of the rest of them pretty easily. Now, thanks to the super soldier serum, Cap has no fatigue toxins. Josiah, a guy who had been injected by the super soldier serum, is stated to nearly never tire. Now that's going to round up all that. I'm going to go ahead and move on to some resistances. So Cap's shield has also shown to protect him from transmutation, as Captain America's shield was able to disrupt dark energies that were capable of transmutation. So long as Cap held on to the shield, he would basically be protected, but obviously since he threw the shield away, that's when the transmutation started to take effect. Cap is able to survive the cold blizzard breath, which is cold enough to give your soul frostbite. The Puppet Master, who is a villain who creates a clay model of his victims, which puts them under his mind control, states that Cap is way too difficult to control. Even while under Star Fox's euphoric charm, Cap's senses and combat efficiencies does not wane. Quinton, an Omega level mutant, was unable to affect or read Captain America's mind at all. Cap is able to see through Cash's illusions, who's a trickster of the mind and senses. And lastly, Cap's greatest mental resistance feat is when he broke out of the Cosmic Cube amped illusion through sheer force of will. That's going to wrap up both these combatants. I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in a crossfit situation. Now, starting off with attack potency, I've got to give this to All Might. All Might is vastly superior when it comes to physical attack power in comparison to Captain America. Even if I use his higher end stuff, which is like the city level and the mountain level AP, it just doesn't compare or compete in any way, shape or form against All Might's higher end and mid end levels of AP. You know, country level versus mountain level, it's a huge one-shot difference. All Might would be able to get the job done physically. Speed, you can make arguments of them being pretty relative. They both have FTL reaction speed, but if you try and crunch down numbers, you can definitely make an argument for All Might being slightly faster. But anyway, now that I've talked about stats, I'm going to go ahead and jump over win cons. Now yes, Cap, in terms of like win cons, he may be lacking in the AP department, but what he makes up for is with his shield. The shield itself is creation level, easily outerversal, high outer, boundless or extraversal, just due to the amount of punishment the shield can take. And the shield's edges also have durability negation. It can literally slice through like Ultron bots, and they're made out of adamantium. Cap does have a win con. If that edge of the shield tags All Might, he's done for. He's getting decapitated or sliced in half. So those are ways like Cap could definitely win. If Cap mixes his skill with the shield throwing, or if he uses a shield bash, that would definitely be enough to end All Might, just due to the shield's potency. And if the edge touches All Might, and Cap is very skilled with the shield, like especially if he ricochets it and he uses it in a way and applies his skill to it, being able to hit All Might, that'd be a big issue. So it's quite close. This fight is actually quite closer than you think. But I will say this, if he gets past Captain America's defenses, if we give him the, the higher speed interpretation of the calcs that I've shown in my previous video with Deku, because Deku has higher speed into the FTL, he's higher into the FTL ranges, then All Might will have the slight upper hand in speed, and it just takes, just one punch, just one United States, smash, and that's it. And Detroit smash will one shot Cap, no difficulty. So this fight, it's very close, it's very debatable. Cap, he's not completely at a disadvantage, especially with skill. Cap also has precognition and instinctive reaction, so you can honestly argue high diff maybe, or like mid diff, Cap could take victory. But if we're looking at things from a more analytical approach, if we're talking about crunching numbers, going off calcs, going off things more in depth, I gotta give that to All Might. All Might would be able to get the first hit in, or even if he punches the shield, that would make Cap stagger, but Cap would be able to fix his posture due to the shield being able to absorb the punishment. But All Might would just keep the onslaught, he'd try and get around it. All Might's also smart as well. People shouldn't sleep on All Might. All Might is very tactical and very smart, and there's some really good statements for him too. So this fight is very close. There isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer. It depends on your interpretation on where you place these characters. But I'm going to say high diff, very high diff. If we're going off like numbers, like if we're giving the slight edge to All Might, he's going to take victory. But if we're just going off them being more relative in speed, then Cap could definitely take victory, even if he doesn't have the AP edge. The shield, if All Might gets hit by it, he's going to get incapacitated or decapitated or Juranegged due to the shield. But anyway, folks, now that I've given my interpretation and kind of thrown some things in the air for you guys to think about, let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Who do you think wins more often than not? Do you think All Might takes victory, or do you think Cap takes victory? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for the content. It's been real. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.